Welcome to the Foundational Health Podcast, where we provide education and inspiration to help guide you on your journey to look better, feel better, and most importantly, heal better. Hello and welcome to the Foundational Health Podcast. I'm Dr. Kevin Schultz, and today we're going to be talking about the topic of hydration. Hydration is pillar number 3 of the 5 pillars of foundational health. And as always, we're going to be looking at this topic of hydration through the lens of the 3 goals of foundational health, which is look better, feel better, and heal better. Really simple. If you incorporate the things that we talk about today from the standpoint of look better, you're going to have healthier looking skin, hair, nails. You're going to have less bags under your eyes. If you look at the topic of feel better, we know that when you drink more water, you have better energy, more brain clarity, because the brain is made up about 85% of water. And we know you're going to heal better because also your brain is functioning better, which is where healing takes place in the body. And then we also know that when you're drinking the proper amounts of water and hydrating your body, that you are going to have better quality of sleep. So hydration, when we're talking about hydration, the first thing that most people think of, rightfully so, is primarily water. And this is because this is how we think of hydration as taking place in our body. It's not the only part of hydration. So we're going to dive into the other parts of it as well. But obviously it's primarily water. And the importance of water really comes down to the fact that 60% of our body is made up of water. 85% of our brain is made up of water. And that water is what allows the cells and the cellular function and the bodily functions to operate the way that they're supposed to. When you're dehydrated, the body simply cannot do the things that it is designed to do as well as it's designed to do them. So it does affect the way that you look, feel, and heal on a daily basis. So if we look at some just, to me, mind-boggling, insane statistics from the standpoint of what people do to themselves and how easy health can be if we simply step back and look at the simplicity of it. So these statistics show, and this is in study after study after study, that 75% of American adults are chronically dehydrated. Not just dehydrated occasionally here or there, chronically all of the time they are dehydrated. And as a result of this, around 580,000 people every single year in the United States alone are hospitalized strictly as the result of chronic dehydration. And approximately 10,000 people die as a result of hydration. So think about, and this isn't even to make anybody feel bad, it's really the lack of, I think, education when it comes to some of the simplest aspects of health. But you think about the absurdity of that. All we got to do is drink more water. You can prevent 10,000 deaths strictly from dehydration, not to mention all of the other deaths that take place as the result of dehydration. But 10,000 deaths could be preventable per year by drinking more water. 580,000 hospitalizations that could be prevented as the result of drinking more water. So this is why this is one of the 5 pillars of foundational health, not only because it's critically important, but because 75% of the American population are not doing it right. Let's talk about some of the symptoms that you get from dehydration. So we know that dehydration causes things like headaches. Those are obvious ones. It causes lack of energy. It causes weight gain, the inability to detoxify, to get rid of toxins on a regular basis. Your immune system is weakened. It results in poor digestion. It starts to affect the brain, which means it affects your sleep. It affects memory. We know that dehydration is linked to things like kidney disease. We know it's linked to accelerated aging. Who wants to age at a more rapid pace than we already do? I don't think anybody does, which is why drinking water is so important. And then part of that accelerated aging, and this is where the death statistics aren't even measurable, we know that when people are chronically dehydrated, 75% of American adults, when people are chronically dehydrated, that it increases the chance of all chronic diseases. All-cause mortality, death rate goes up dramatically from dehydration and the results of it. So it doesn't get much more important than hydration. So hydration, obviously, is primarily water intake. But it's more than that, because there are different things that we do on a daily basis, different things that we can do to either make hydration worse in our body or to improve hydration. So let's look at the 5 biggies, really. So we're going to start with water. The ideal situation, as we've talked about in the last couple of podcasts, is that you're drinking half of your ideal body weight in ounces of water per day. So for somebody that weighs 200 pounds, and that is their ideal body weight, they would want to drink 100 ounces of water per day. And then I think this is pretty obvious, but important to say that if you're outside on a very hot and humid day and you're sweating profusely, if you're exercising, you go for a long run and your clothes are soaked afterwards, you're going to need to drink more. There's no exact equations for that, but just use common sense where you're not drinking excessive amounts, but you're absolutely increasing your water intake by 25 to 50%. There's no chance that that is going to be harmful. You don't have to worry about all the scary stuff about overhydrating. That comes from excessive amounts of drinking water and doing it really, really fast. So drinking half your body weight in ounces of water is a really great starting point. And then how do you drink that water? What does that look like throughout the day? Well, this is about hydration. It's just not about fluid intake. So if we're looking at hydration, we're talking about saturating all of the cells throughout the body. That brain that's made up 85% of water. It's saturating the cells in your heart, your muscles, your bones, the tissues throughout the body. And that comes from drinking water slowly throughout the day. So you're sipping your water, as opposed to if you take one person that says, okay, I need to drink 100 ounces of water, and they guzzle down 25 ounces of water at 4 different points throughout the day, as opposed to the other person that is gradually sipping 2, 3, 4 ounces at a time and doing that steadily throughout the day. The person that's sipping throughout the day is going to hydrate their body, which is what this is all about, remarkably better than the person that's gulping down water. So that makes a huge difference if you're sipping versus gulping. So that's a great place to start. And then filtering your water, because not all water is created equal. Just like food, there's good quality, there's better quality, and then there's really just bad quality water. Bad quality water, the worst quality water, not just in my opinion. This is according to all the research that they do on it, and that would be tap water. So there's a ton of chemicals to clean the tap water. Things like chlorine, which is put in our swimming pool. Put in a swimming pool for what? To kill bacteria, viruses. Well, it's put in our drinking water for the same reason. And then when you put that into your body, it's killing things like essential gut bacteria, which really makes up so much of our health. So filtering your water at a bare minimum with something like a Brita water filter or something else that removes chlorine is hugely important. And in my opinion, not only doing that with your drinking water, but also doing that with your cooking water, and even, believe it or not, your shower water, because you absorb a lot through your skin. And especially with a hot shower and chlorine, you're inhaling those chemical vapors as well. So doing a shower filter as well as a drinking water filter, critical in my opinion. And there's good filters, there's bad filters. The best filter out there we have on our website, which is the Century Water Filtration Company. Fantastic brand. That's what I use for my drinking water at home. It's also what I use for every single shower in our house. So that would be the most important part of hydration, drinking enough water and doing it properly. The second part of hydration is fruits and veggies. So you absolutely get hydration through fruits and vegetables, and you do that really in 3 different ways. First of all, it's just as simple as fruits and vegetables contain water. So that's one way. The second way is fruits and vegetables are nutrient dense. And we know that the higher nutrient levels, your body works better, you're able to absorb things better. And then fruits and vegetables also contain electrolytes. And those electrolytes will help your body hydrate properly, which brings us to the third category, which is electrolytes. So electrolytes are essential. Electrolytes are things like calcium, magnesium, potassium, sodium. Those are the four most common. And those electrolytes are essential for allowing our body to absorb the water that we're consuming. And so simple ways that you can improve your electrolyte balance in the body is, number one, first thing when you get up in the morning, taking about 4 to 8 ounces of water with a pinch of my favorite salt out there by far, Baja Gold sea salt. And Baja Gold is actually the brand. You can buy it on Amazon. There's other companies that they have a different brand name, but they'll call it Baja Gold salt. It's not the same as the Baja Gold sea salt. And the reason that's important is because we know that the Baja Gold sea salt tests negative for things like heavy metals and lead and other things that are found in a lot of other salts, sadly. So Baja Gold sea salt, a simple pinch of that in your morning water helps tremendously. In fact, for some people, it can get rid of their headaches right away if you're waking with a headache. And then throughout the day, you can continue to do pinches of sea salt. For me, for my family, we do a product called Element. And Element, LMNT, you can find that anywhere online. You can find it on our website where you can get a little bit of a discount on that, get some sample packs. But those Element electrolyte packets have the perfect ratio for your body. And what most people find, in fact, we found this to be true of my dad, who we had difficulty getting him to drink enough water, that because it's flavoring your water, most people are just naturally going to drink more throughout the day. The fourth category is exercise, believe it or not. So when you exercise, it helps to circulate the fluids throughout your body. It also helps to balance the electrolytes, and it helps to absorb the electrolytes through that extra circulation into your cells, which allows for actual proper hydration of the cells. And then the fifth category of hydration and making sure you're hydrating properly would be to avoid dehydrating drinks. Or if you're not avoiding them, to making sure that you're consuming more water. So sugary drinks are number one. So anything that has sugar in it, especially sodas and even non-sugar sodas like diet sodas, those dehydrate the body at a pretty rapid pace. And then alcohol is right there with sugar. When you're drinking alcohol, sugary drinks, and especially like so many people do, when you're combining those two, it's causing significant dehydration in your body. And if you're looking for a avoid hangover tip, number one would be avoid sugary alcohol drinks. Number two would be just hydrate better when you're drinking. Hydrate more before, during, and after consuming alcohol, and that's going to reduce that hangover effect, which is largely caused from dehydration. Caffeine is also talked a lot about with causing dehydration, but really a lot of that science has been debunked, meaning that caffeine has such a small effect on dehydration that it's really not a factor for the majority of people. So if you focus on avoiding the sugars, avoiding the alcohols, then that is going to make the biggest difference. So the 5 simple, actionable takeaways from today. Number one, remember that the definition of success is simple habits performed daily over time. So you don't have to get it perfect. Just focus on improving every single day. The longer that you do that, it's only going to get better. Number 2, drinking half of your body weight, ideal body weight, in ounces of water per day and sipping that throughout the day. Number 3, doing a pinch of Baja Gold sea salt first thing in the morning in 4 to 8 ounces of water. Number 4 would be filtering your water at a bare minimum with something to remove the harmful chemical chlorine that's put in tap water. And then number 5, You are a leader. Remember that your kids are watching, your grandkids are watching, and they're not only watching, but this is just a great way to educate them on something that is so simple, so powerful, yet 75% of American adults aren't doing it correctly. Until next time, make health your hobby. Thank you for listening to the Foundational Health Podcast. As always, if you would like to learn more about making health your hobby, visit our website at foundationalhealth365.com and follow me on Facebook at Kevin Schultz, DC, Foundational Health.